Mandrill versus hyena. Who would win? We're heading to Africa for a battle of the ages. Forget about the overhyped animals like lions and leopards and cheetahs. No, we're not talking about crocodiles or rhinos or elephants. We're talking about the unsung warriors. We're talking about mandrills and hyenas. They tend to fly under the radar when you think of vicious animals on the continent of Africa, but believe us, you don't want to tangle with either one of these animals. But they're about to tangle with one another. It's a mandrill versus a hyena, so who would win? Mandrills. The first contestant of our upcoming battle in Africa is the mandrill. We need to learn more about this animal, what makes him tick, what kind of special skills he may bring with him into the ring. First of all, we need to know just how the mandrill is classified. When the mandrill was first scientifically depicted, it was in an encyclopedia inventory of zoology called Historia Animalium, which was published in the 1550s. Funnily enough, in this encyclopedia, Conrad Gessner considered the mandrill as a kind of hyena. It was later determined that that was incorrect. The mandrill was later correctly depicted as an Old World monkey. For a long time, people believed mandrills were a type of baboon, but in the 1980s, it was discovered that mandrills are actually a distinct and different species from the baboon. Still a monkey, though. In fact, mandrills are one of the largest living monkeys on the planet, and depending on how exactly you classify largest, it's either the Chacma baboon or the mandrill that is the largest monkey of them all. Any way you slice it, this is a large monkey. It is the most sexually dimorphic primate, meaning the difference in size from males to females is the most drastic, the males being the larger of the two sexes. Male mandrills have stocky bodies with large heads and muzzles. Compared to baboons, their fingers and toes are longer and their big toes are more opposable, so they have quite a bit of dexterity to work with. The total length of the body of a male mandrill is about 37 inches long, so just over 3 feet long, and they usually weigh about 66 pounds. Mandrills also have big canine teeth capable of doing some damage. The male's canines can get up to 1.8 inches long. Beyond their size and large teeth, their appearance is quite unique. They're one of the most colorful mammals on the planet. They usually have brownish-colored hair on their body and a more yellow-orange color around the beard. They have white whiskers around their lips, and then they are mainly hairless on the face. And that's where the mandrill displays its amazing color profile. A red line that runs down the center of their face connects to their red nose, and then on both sides of that line, they have blue grooved skin. There aren't many monkeys that look like this. Now, the region that mandrills inhabit is somewhat small when you look at the grand scale of the entire planet. Although, it's still a large swath of Western Central Africa that mandrills live in, which includes Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Republic of the Congo. They live in tropical rainforests and prefer to live in areas that have been untouched by humans. They will travel across grass areas to get from forest to forest. They tend to stay near rivers and sometimes are found in mountainous regions. They tend to stay on the ground much of the time, but are found high up in the trees often enough, and they move around in the trees extremely well, even more so than baboons. In addition to their skills in the trees, they have skills on the ground too. Mandrills can run at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, which is faster than most humans, and right on par with the very fastest Olympic athletes. Mandrills possess incredible strength too. It has been said that pound for pound, chimpanzees are stronger than humans, about 4 times stronger than the average human. Well, a mandrill isn't quite as strong as a chimp, but they're closer to a chimp's strength than they are to a human's. They are aggressive and dangerous. They prefer to be left alone, but if an enemy shows up in their territory, like say a leopard, they will not run. They will stand up and fight. Their bite force is incredibly strong as well, measuring at about 800 psi. Now that's all terrifying and everything, but don't forget, we have another terrifying candidate entering the ring. Hyenas. Our other candidate that will send chills down your spine is the hyena. But first, there are actually 4 types of hyenas, so which one is it that's fighting? There's the aardwolf, the smallest of them all. There's the brown hyena, the striped hyena, and finally, the spotted hyena. The spotted hyena is the largest living hyena, and that's the one with that human-like laugh, that eerie laugh that, if heard at night while you're alone in the African wilderness, that's the one sending those chills down your spine. So it is the spotted hyena that will be doing battle. As we mentioned, this is the largest living hyena. They have wide and flat heads along with strong necks. Their forequarters are also strong and well developed. However, their hindquarters are somewhat underdeveloped. They have 4 toes on each foot with stout, blunt claws. Adult male hyenas can be as long as 65 inches, meaning they're over 5 feet long in total body length. They have a shoulder height of 36 inches or 3 feet. Depending on where the spotted hyena lives, he can weigh between 100 pounds to 150 pounds. The spotted hyenas of Zambia tend to be the heaviest, usually right around that 150-pound mark. Speaking of the locations of the spotted hyena, where do they live? The short answer, all over Africa. They live in much of sub-Saharan Africa, the eastern portions of Central Africa, and a lot of southern Africa. Interestingly, the range that they live in is humongous, but it circles around the range that mandrills live in. There isn't much territory that the two cohabitate. However, there is a small pocket in Gabon that some spotted hyenas live in. That may be one of the few, if not the only area in which spotted hyenas and mandrills could even come in contact with one another. Spotted hyenas are quite versatile in the habitats in which they live. They're basically found in all habitats in Africa, with the exception of the most extreme desert conditions, the top of alpine mountains and tropical rainforests. So it sounds like they aren't really clashing with the mandrills. Not yet anyway. Usually they are found in semi-desert, savannas, woodlands and grasslands. Now, when hyenas want to get some food, they hunt in packs, and when they chase down their prey, they are fast. They can not only hit speeds of up to 37 miles per hour, but they can keep that speed over long distances if need be. Although they are not related to canines, they are almost like a canine in that respect. Able to keep up their speeds for long distances, endurance hunters. They can keep these speeds for far longer than the top speeds that felines in the area can keep, such as lions or leopards. And when they reach the animal they're chasing, watch out. Spotted hyenas are famous for their strong bites, a bite force of 1,100 psi. The jaws of a spotted hyena are so strong that they can bite through bone. That's right, these hyenas are bone crushers, and it isn't just those jaws, it's those teeth, strong, sharp, and durable. The spotted hyena's bite force is 7 times as strong as a human's, but if a human could bite that hard, their teeth would likely shatter. Not the teeth of our hyena. They're built tough, built to shred. Lucky for you, you don't have to tangle with this hyena, but someone does. The battle. It's come down to the battle. We've done a full profile on both the mandrill, the largest monkey in the world, and the spotted hyena, the largest hyena in the world. Both of our fighters live in Africa, but the problem is that they don't overlap in the areas of Africa in which they live. It's a humongous continent, and there are so many different habitats, varying types of terrain, so we will have to consider many places. As we mentioned, mandrills live in tropical rainforests in western Central Africa, and spotted hyenas live basically everywhere but there. They're found in eastern Central Africa, they're found in southern Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, they're in grasslands and woodlands and semi-deserts. The mandrill and the spotted hyena both have distinctly different habitats, so we have an idea. This battle is going to have to go 3 rounds. We're going to do a best of 3 match. Round 1 will be in the mandrill's territory, the tropical rainforest. Round 2 will be the spotted hyena's territory. We'll say it will be a savanna. And round 3, we're going to create a blend between the two. It will be something like a field, but it won't be that open. There will be many trees littering the area. Now, when we go to round 1, we're in the mandrill's territory, and he's going to use this to his advantage. All of the tall trees and the canopy above, the mandrill moves through the branches and the trees so well. This is something the hyena won't be adept at. Although the hyena has about 2 feet in length on the mandrill, and even the smallest spotted hyena has over 30 pounds on the mandrill, and the largest has about 80 pounds on him, he will be at a disadvantage. The mandrill can use the trees as cover and as a point of attack, swooping down on the hyena that is bound to the rainforest floor and attacking him from above and behind. Don't forget, a mandrill is strong and has a strong bite. They stand up to leopards, which are usually larger than hyenas, so they aren't afraid. And if they can jump on the hyena from behind, the mandrill has his best shot of winning this battle. He will take round 1 most times. Now round 2, we're out in an open savanna. This is bad news for the mandrill. Now, he is stubborn and aggressive in these scenarios and will do his best to hold his own, but he would benefit from objects in the area to use. The mandrill is more like a parkour fighter, wanting to have objects surrounding him. The savanna will not offer much of that, and that's what the spotted hyena wants. The spotted hyena is faster and bigger, and he can sprint and attack the mandrill from any direction. Even if the mandrill tries to flee to safety, the hyena will not lose in a race. He will not falter. A mandrill does not have incredible strength in those arms, but the hyena has amazing strength in those jaws. 1 or 2 bites and it's all over. Remember, those jaws crush through bones. Since it's even, the mandrill took round 1 in most scenarios and the hyena took round 2 quite handily, we move on to round 3. A blend of the 2 environments, and it is really all going to depend on who uses the environment to their advantage. The mandrill is strong in his arms and upper body. He is dexterous, he is amazing in the trees. He is aggressive and doesn't care if he sees a hyena. He stands up to leopards. He will give the spotted hyena a tough day in a fight. But this hyena is so fast, so much bigger, and those jaws and teeth, they are a scary sight. All the hyena needs to do is get the mandrill in a bad position, out in the open, and it's looking good for him. Even if the mandrill is able to get the drop on the hyena and attack first, it's not a given that he can seal the deal. If he takes too long to take the hyena down, the hyena will be able to retaliate and deliver devastating blows. The breakdown ends up looking like this. Our mandrill would win round 1 most of the time, but not every time. Our hyena would win round 2 almost every single time. And round 3 is probably going to be pretty even, but with the slight advantage going to the hyena. This match isn't going to end in a knockout, it's going to go the distance. And after the judges have to go to a decision, they'll rule in slight favor to the spotted hyena. But just know the mandrill put up an immense fight. Given our special circumstances, the spotted hyena probably only wins about 65% of the time. It's not a given, but what is a given is that hyena's jaws can crush bones, and that mandrill's jaws are no picnic either. We have a huge hyena and a huge monkey, both of which are dangerous warriors, both of which can put up an incredible fight.